Steve here with Table Rock Tea Company. It is January 16th, I think, something like that. Anyway, it's before the crack of dawn. Sun's not up yet. We're just getting a little bit of light peeking through, enough that I could start working. This is our first day of WinterLeaf harvest, so I don't know how good this video is going to be perfectly honest, because I got a lot of work to do, and shooting video is the last thing on my mind. I've got 3 days of pretty rough work this week to keep everything going. We've got, I think, 100 work hours booked for our pickers. So something like that. Oh, I'm sorry. That's just today. I think 70 hours today. So we basically figure that we need about 1 bag per 10 man hours. So I'll have to be harvesting 7 full bags today, and I'll show you. Hopefully I'll be able to get some video on how we do that, but you can kind of see I've put tarps down. If you recall, we have under pruning going on, so that takes place usually in December. They're just finishing up, but they've kept ahead of us as far as the harvesters go. So what I'm able to do is stick those tarps underneath the bushes, because they've been under pruned. And then today we're going to prune and harvest the top. That's going to fall down on those tarps. We'll collect them, put them in the super bags, and then take them on up to the pickers. So yeah, busy day, a lot of moving parts. Today I will be using my steel, this is the HS45 hedge trimmer. It's gas power. I really like it. It's held up well for many seasons. I'll put a link to the description below on that. Trying out a new thing this year as well. Got a DeWalt 20 volt hedge trimmer. It's lighter, but of course it's battery, and I never trust batteries, but the 20 volt is kind of a different system. So I'll be using that some today as my arms start getting tired from carrying this around. I'll let you know how that goes. I'll put a link to that description or to that item as well. Okay, so what I'm doing on this particular field is a flat top prune. Normally I would do like a dome, but on this one we're trying a little bit something new because it's full sun. It helps us with we alternate with a mechanical harvest, it's still a hand select mechanical, but the flat helps us out a little better on that. So we'll see. This is the first year giving that a go. Now, where things get a little tricky is in between these rows that are pretty immature, because you have to kind of crawl on your hands and knees to get them under both sets of plants. Let me show you what I mean. So here we are looking at ground level. You can see how we've under pruned. So there's a little bit of a technique in that you put your knees on the end of the tarp as you roll it out underneath. So there's a lot of crawling. Thankfully, I've got Chris helping me today, which is going to be great. He's worked with us for several years. Always good to have great field help. This might be more of a business lesson, I suppose, but one thing I think is important, not just for a farm, but for any business, is there is not a single task on this farm that I haven't done myself. And I always want my helpers to know that. We really respect the people that come out to work for us, and I never want them to think that we're making them do something that we wouldn't do ourselves. So business owners, keep that in mind. All right, so it's time to give this thing a try. Again, that is the DeWalt. You can read the number on there maybe. There you go, little electric hedge trimmer. As you can see, we have a lot of people working today. The lower parking lot is also full as well. I'll go over there and show you what they're doing in a second, but this is probably the best vantage point to show you what we did. Basically, that corner is now trimmed. You can see the bushes behind it have not been pruned yet. And again, we just did a flat top trimming for this one. Here's more of a close-up looking down the rows. And we also trimmed off the sides as well, so now you can see that those are nice and wide. Of course, those will grow in a lot during the spring season, but this will give us a start as far as a path to walk down. In here is where all the magic happens. We've got a ton of people plucking the prunings, basically. I'll show you what that looks like, so come on inside. So here we have the plucking stations, and they have all the prunings on here, and then they're stripping off the leaves for the actual tea. What we want is the brown stem and these nice dark leaves. So again, this process can only be done when it is dormant, when the plants are dormant, and then they go into a dehydrator. So yeah, a lot going on in here. We got a great crew today, and you can see it's busy. Well, that's it for the first day of WinterLeaf harvest 2025. Yeah, it's always a little bit painful getting the back going, doing all of that trimming, but yeah, we'll get used to it as the weeks break in. We'll probably be doing this for 3 weeks, something like that total. Anyway, thanks for watching. Stay tuned to see what else is brewing here at Timber Rock Tea Company.